Hi, my name is Brinelsa Encarnacion, and I chose for this assignment, to complete it with a video because when I was reading through the material and going through the questions, I did feel more of a personal approach, and that's why I chose this. Before I address the 4 questions necessary to participate in the video, I wanted to give a summary. Cognitive heuristics, as Learned Library described it, which was published in 2017, is basically a straightforward rule of thumb that we develop based on our past experience. Other people also call it as intuition, but it's basically a way that we can make a quick decision in the moment, even for survival instinct, and continue with our lives. So when we go back to the questions in the assignment, the first question says, give an example of a time when you may have committed one of the cognitive heuristics and biases discussed in this week's reading. The first anecdote or example that comes to mind is during exams, when I didn't know an answer or I wasn't able to, whether it was for stress or I couldn't remember the answer, I will always choose the middle. So if it would be ABC, I will pick B. If it would be A through E, I will choose C. So it would always land on the middle. And in this following question, what factors, whether it's availability or salience, caused this error, and what was the outcome of your use of this shortcut or heuristics? What I can think of is probably the reason behind it would be that it's in the middle, the answer, so I already don't know the answer on the exam, and usually exams are timed, so I would use my quick or making decision process at the moment would be something that brings balance, or as confused I am that I don't know one or the other, so I'm in the middle, so I'm gonna use the middle answer. And the other question after the number 3, what do you see as the general advantage and disadvantages of using this bias in your everyday life? The only advantage I can think of using is a bias would be being able to make a decision. So, for example, going back to the exam, if I were to take the exam and that was just my second question, because it would make sense that something will bring me balance, or it would just help me continue to the next question and not stay there or feel that I shouldn't continue in the exams and just quit altogether. So that would be kind of an instinct, survival instinct that continue with the exam. And then, oh, by the way, the factor that I think can better describe the error would be the salience. Salience effect causes people to pay more attention to certain type of information and disregard others. So if I chose letter B, I will forget everything surrounded that, but because B is in the middle, which makes sense at the moment, that will be the answer. Then the last question is, describe one possible strategy you could use to reduce any potential harmful effects of this bias. To try to do the opposite. So if I tend to do or to lean towards using my instinct, which have no research or evidence-based solution to back it up, would be to implement data to all my answers. So every decision I make, to take into consideration, to rely on measurements, statistics, feedbacks, background information of the situation. So it would be easier, not easier, but it would be smarter than, an exam, instead of me just guessing A, B, or C, is to read through the question and break it down and try to make sense of the question itself. Then choose an answer because it sounds good. And yeah, that would be my example for today on how social cognition, in this case heuristic biases, work.